Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. HarlequinCoHO here, and I have another top 1 versus 1 game for you all between two awesome players. But first, just a quick update. I've had many requests in the past to set up a Twitter account, so I finally went ahead and did this. Twitter.com, HarlequinCoHO, that's going to be the account name, and pretty much I'm just going to go ahead and use that to update you on when new videos come out or general Company of Heroes related news. I tend not to be a really big fan of social media and that sort of thing, but I figure, you know, it seems pretty handy for getting updates out. So I will use that. However, I will try to refrain from tweeting useless crap like my cat just threw up or whatever. So if that's your thing, go ahead and check it out. I'll put a link in the description, and I'll put a link on the side of my channel. If that's not your thing, I don't care. Keep watching however you like watching, and that works for me. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this game started, because this game is actually really fascinating. In the upper right-hand corner, it's going to be AFKNinja playing as his infantry commander. AFKNinja, let me turn this on, is currently the #1 armor player on the ladder, and let me just tell you folks, this is the replay that nobody wants you to see. This replay is pretty ridiculous. So AFKNinja in the upper right-hand corner as infantry, and in the lower left-hand corner we have MannerHeimX. MannerHeimX, if you haven't been familiar with him, he was kind of the original top pioneer spammer. He's currently rank 2 as a defense commander, and his win-loss record is ridiculous. He's like 150 wins and 5 losses. I think in this video he mentions that he had a 70 win streak a while back. I looked him up right now. He's currently on like 25 wins in a row. The two players here are just massive. So granted, this is not AFKNinja playing on his armor commander. This is him playing on his infantry commander. After all, he is top of the armor ladder, so why not start climbing with somebody else? We'll see he's got forward barracks, camouflage, ranger reinforcements, and artillery strike. So clearly, both players know each other's playstyle. They both frequent the forums. I see these guys talking all the time. So this is going to be a pretty good game, and I was really looking forward to seeing who comes up with what here. So MannerHeimX, you'll see he does have 16% health, the Panzerfaust ability, 30% sight range, and ability munitions cost reduced by 30%. So I really want to see what's going on here. So that's kind of the name of the game, and we'll see. So it looks like AFKNinja, by the way, single rifleman squad, 2 engineer squads, second rifleman squad soon to be coming out here. His riflemen, by the way, have 6% accuracy, 6% armor, and 30% sight range. And just pretty much everybody's capping everywhere. Now, obviously, the advantage of early game pile spam is, of course, that MannerHeim has just so many units on the field. He can just cap more simultaneous positions than AFKNinja can. And by the way, if you're sick of pile spamming, the last game I did just put up, by the way, was between Automed and Alphonse Verbain. That was a standard defense player, not pile spamming. So if you're looking for standard defense, check that out. But today we're going to once again look at pile spamming in the hands of a pro. And by the way, I know that pile spamming is notoriously being accused of being imbalanced. I'm not going to take a stance either way on that issue at the moment. I will just prefer to cast the game as it currently is, and let you make up your minds about that. But it is important to note, by the way, that MannerHeimX is just an awesome player. He happens to also be using a very, very, very abusive strategy, but just because he does it really well, don't expect, you know, your mileage may vary. I have definitely seen new players do a terrible job at this kind of a build order. He's just a great player who's also using a great strategy. So right away you can see double rifleman squads coming out for AFKNinja, totally scaring off these pioneers. If we take a look at MannerHeim's base, you can see his Kampfkraft Center is already up, and his pioneers are starting to coalesce. They're kind of all over the map at the moment. So let's take a look. It looks like AFKNinja's got his second rifleman squad out, third on the way. So undoubtedly going for just kind of a standard 4 rifleman opening here for AFKNinja. And I'm going to take a look right now at MannerHeimX just to make sure we get a good view of his abilities. And check it out. AFKNinja, being really bold here, is going for the front cap on MannerHeim's base. This is a very annoying point to recapture if your opponent can get substantially set up in the area. Looks like we've got a nice little ball of 3 pioneers coming on in and just kind of shooting point blank at these riflemen. Note, by the way, that these pioneers do not have rifle upgrades, but it looks like they did just get the flamethrower upgrade on one squad there, now doing tremendous damage. It looks like that first rifleman squad taking 4 casualties, the other one's still at full health and now being backed up by these engineers. Looks like a single pioneer here with flamethrower getting very wounded and trying to retreat. No! AFKNinja very properly focuses him down. Explosions everywhere, burning on the ground. And now the remaining Vet 1 now pioneers are hanging out in this building. with a couple of light reinforcements coming up on their end here. So looks like these Vet 1 Pioneers just kind of shooting it out with the Engineers. Meanwhile, these Riflemen are trying to take out the remnants in this building. Riflemen taking a single casualty. Oh, and completely annihilating that squad. So far, AFKNinja doing a pretty good job at picking off squads. If you've seen any of my other pile spam replays, you'll know that it's very important to really thin out their numbers. Don't just wound them and let them run away, but try to actively gun down squads. But take a look at the map right now, and you will see that despite having a strong central presence, AFKNinja is completely outcapped. The entire map basically is currently being owned by MannerHeimX, just with this tiny little strip running through the center of the map that leads back to AFKNinja's base. So AFKNinja is definitely in danger of being severely outcapped here just by the sheer number of units on the map right now. So we can see that Veteran C2 is being upgraded right now for MannerHeimX. By the way, MannerHeimX does have, whoops, let me grab one of these dudes here, does have contracted reinforcements for the Fatherland, recoup losses, reactive artillery, and area heal. All right, I love seeing that ability out there. So very, very, very pro pile spamming stats for him. You can see a lot of early fighting going on here. Those flamethrowers were very focused by AFKNinja and had to retreat. It looks like, well, those guys probably didn't have to retreat. Perhaps an accident, but for the most part, MannerHeimX is trying to be very active about retreating the wounded ones, and you can see that this strong central location still being held by AFKNinja. He's really trying to make sure that he's got a foothold here. But check it out, being back capped, just basically being capped everywhere. AFKNinja cannot keep up with the amount of capping going on. Let's take a quick look here and see AFKNinja's army. I'm just going to jump right into him. You can see he's got 3 riflemen, 2 engineers, and it looks like Browning automatic rifle upgrade. So AFKNinja is going to go hardcore into infantry and see if he can counter this with his own rifle spam, especially with early game Browning automatic rifles. The kind of predominant ideology seems to be that weapon support center is the way to beat this with snipers and with machine guns, but it looks like AFKNinja is either for the sake of science or because he thinks this is the best strategy, is going to be going for a mass infantry with Browning automatic rifles. I, for one, really want to see the result of this. So Brownings are going up. You can see AFKNinja is just trying his best to kind of cap all around this central area. I don't know if he paid close attention to his losing that strategic point over there, but it does disconnect all of his central territory. So really bad news for him. He absolutely needs to take a rifleman squad or somebody here to cap this point, but it looks like he's focused on the combat right now. We have 3 squads of Browning automatic riflemen right now firing off in the center here. MannerHeimX just kind of positioning himself. Looks like, wow, look at that focus fire. Instantly having to retreat that one troop. You can see AFKNinja taking a little bit of pride from that. He's kind of happy to see them driven away. We'll have to see how well these Browning automatic rifles work out for him. So still, I want to see him cap this point. I think he's just forgetting about it because he's in the heat of battle right now. But really, he's just pouring into these guys. You can see him very intentionally focusing down individual squads. One squad goes down. Flamethrower Pioneers now just torching away at these guys, and the entire squad has to take off. AFKNinja definitely has a nice little advantage going here just with brute force of Browning automatic rifles, well, still needs to cap this point though. You can see the blinking on the map there. That's really going to hurt him. Maybe he's going to try and reconnect it by taking this fuel and this munitions, but that's obviously going to take a little bit longer. He is decapping this long point in the front of MannerHeimX's base in the meantime though. So 5 riflemen now just kind of hunting down these spare Pioneers. That of course being the most annoying feature of this build is that just Pioneers can break off at any moment and run off and cap stuff. So hard to keep track of them all. Massive ball of Pioneers here. Vet 3 Pioneers. It looks like we've got 8 of them right now moving on out onto the field. AFKNinja now kind of out in the open. Gonna have to see if he can stand his ground. Flamethrowers coming in first. You can see AFKNinja is definitely focusing down this squad. One guy goes down, and there's now retreating, and he takes out the second guy as well. A lot of casualties happening here for AFKNinja. In the meantime, you can see taking 2 or 3 casualties. This whole squad having to retreat. This squad right here is now down to 2 men and having to retreat as well. AFKNinja still continuing to focus these flamethrower engineers. Looks like that one is about to get out of there. So now AFK has successfully driven off all of the flamethrower Pioneers, but he now has to just straight up deal with all of this machine gun fire from the regular Pioneers. You can see this rifleman squad now down to just 2 men, and now recoup losses, and for the Fatherland are activated. Oh my god, check out MannerHeimX here. These guys are so brutal. Just look at them standing their ground and chasing down these riflemen. All the riflemen have to retreat. Really tough little Pioneers there. That is just ridiculously powerful. In the hands of a master, that is a very powerful strategy right there. You can see MannerHeimX activate cheat mode. Anyhow, game is certainly far from over, but that is just a really, really impressive example of how ridiculously balanced those units can appear to be. So, Rifleman now standing ground in the middle. You can see AFKNinja did finally recap that point, but he is just continually disconnected. He's grabbing this munitions point over here on the right. You can see him just kind of occupying this building for the sake of just kind of keeping people at bay. I swear I heard some sort of barbed wire going up somewhere, but that could have just been a mistake. Who knows? But we've got a little bit going on in the center. It looks like we do have mines down on the ground for AFKNinja. Not a bad idea against piospammers, especially if you have yet to see them get any sort of minesweeper abilities. Leading big blobs of big blobs of pioneers across that can do a lot of damage. And it looks like that central cap is not going to happen. These men are getting killed, and that one pioneer squad goes down. So again, AFKNinja is not doing a bad job taking out entire squads, but he is just so outnumbered right now. It looks like we're going to go ahead and upgrade the HQ right now for MannerHeim. He's preparing to move on to his next phase of his strategy, but he still has an impressive, just huge ball of pioneers here. So meanwhile, I'm going to take a glimpse back here at AFKNinja to see what he's got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Browning automatic rifle squads, and 3 engineers, one of which with flamethrower. He is high enough level now to have camouflage activated. Ranger reinforcements and artillery will have to come later. I'm going to go ahead and move back to MannerHeim just so we have the proper map colors here. Meanwhile, AFKNinja just kind of backing away. This church is just spouting flame in all directions. And man, look at that focus fire though. 4 squads of Browning automatic rifle, fully healthy riflemen, just does so much damage. So those guys are moving along. We do have engineers here, engineers here. I don't know where the last squad of riflemen is, but doesn't matter. A lot of firing going on in the center here. So firing away. It looks like For the Fatherland has been activated along with recoup losses. AFKNinja kind of feinting a retreat here, trying to get these men to follow him across the mines. The mines do go off. They kind of do damage to everybody. AFK still doing tons of damage here. You can see that the recoup losses is now starting to pay off a little bit, but unfortunately he is behind a little bit of heavy cover here. Flamethrowers are moving in now, just kind of chewing through the riflemen. Riflemen going to have to get out of there for the time being, and a lot of pioneers still on the field here for MannerHeimX. 5 kills for this flamethrower, 3 here. 1, 2, 3. So lots of kills for all of these guys. And now this is the important part. Now you can see that they just kind of all break apart in the different directions, and he's simultaneously capping 3 points and threatening to cap 2 more. So really brutal style of play here. You can see you've got these rogue riflemen up here who are just kind of trying to reclaim territory. That, of course, is the disadvantage to going mass riflemen, is that you end up having to spend your useful riflemen to go ahead and cap points that are kind of far away.